Ooh. Welcome to the jungle, or as we like to say in Sunset League, welcome to the Battle of the Bay.
If you've never been to a high school
2023
game,
edition.
I really recommend you come to this. It's as close to a college atmosphere / experience at the high school level as it's ever going to get. Last year was the first time I went to it, and I literally have been looking forward to it ever since last year's game.
Can't wait.
It's a great time. So, in honor of Battle of the Bay, we invited some players down, 2 from Harbor,
We got a special edition of Sunset Rewind here. This is the Battle of the Bay edition.
and we got 2 from CDM. So,
Christian Brooks.
less of us, more of them. Well, hold
Colin
on, I got a
Penny,
little thing.
Josiah Lemarque and Mick Jagger Blaukamp.
So Lou Holtz used to always have his first-year coaches and freshmen study the SC Notre Dame trivia, and they couldn't play in the game unless they got it right. So we invited these guys on, and the competition is one that you can follow at home. It's trivia. We're going to ask Harbor guys about CDM, and we're going to ask CDM questions about Harbor. If they get it right, they get the point. If they don't, the other team can steal it.
This is going to be great.
All
It's
right,
gonna be
so
awesome.
less of us and more of them. Let's go. So
Yeah.
representing CDM, we have 2 repeat visitors. We got Colin Penny and Christian Brooks, a.k.a. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Come on down,
They'll
gentlemen.
be taking on Newport Harbor's first-timer, Mick Jagger Blowcamp, and Josiah Lamarque, the Mouth of the South.
All
Let's
right,
go.
Let's go.
Have a seat, guys.
Use your hand.
It's like a
You guys
talk
hear
show
me?
host.
Talk show host.
All right.
2023 edition Battle of the Bay. Newport Harbor versus Corona Del Mar, or Corona Del Mar versus Newport Harbor, no particular order. So, gentlemen, we have some trivia questions for you. We will ask the Corona Del Mar gentlemen about Newport Harbor trivia, and vice versa for the Newport Harbor people. So, question number 1. This is for Corona Del Mar. What was the helmet sticker on the Newport Harbor football helmet before they started using the American flag as a helmet sticker? Do you know, gentlemen?
No, this one you just answer in the mic.
Oh,
Okay. The anchor. Like the,
we're gonna go with the anchor.
The anchor.
They're going to go with the anchor. Let's see what the
hold
proper
on,
answer
Harbor
was.
now gets to steal it.
Wait, steal it? Oh,
It was a sailor.
yeah.
It's a sailor.
Sailor. God. It's a sailor. Holding
Yeah, it was a
flag,
sailor.
wasn't it?
We had
Holding
white
something.
helmets with a sailor.
That's right.
Okay, go. Flip it.
All right, and the answer is
Dude, I don't know that.
Popeye the Sailor. There's an old school helmet there.
Oh my
Tommy
God.
Tar
Look at the
actually
chin on
had
that
that
guy.
helmet.
I don't remember seeing that.
Brought it in.
never
Next
seen that
question.
before.
So
Yeah, me
we
either.
will address this to
I don't think I got that.
Newport Harbor. What was the helmet sticker on the Corona Del Mar football helmet before they started using a trident as a helmet sticker?
It's a little right. What do you think it was?
Got to go old school here.
You're just answering this round out loud. You don't have to write it down, guys.
I think it's gonna be the same.
No,
as
no,
ours.
no,
It's
no,
gonna
no,
be
no.
super- It's gonna be the
Like the Sea King?
Yeah, I think it's like.
No. All right, we're gonna go with like a Sea King, like Poseidon.
Poseidon, the Sea
A
King.
Sea
That's a good
King.
answer.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's wrong. CDM, you want to steal it?
That embarrassed me because I thought that was a Sea King too.
Oh.
No,
let's
it's. I'm
look.
going with the skull
The skull?
logo.
I don't think
It's
it
the
is.
skull.
It's actually a star.
It is that is the Sea King.
A star?
Look at those old school photos. And there's
was
the
a
old school
star.
Poseidon.
Oh.
That's what
logo.
I was thinking something like that, like ours. Almost.
I thought it was
but
our
it's
skull
like-
All right, so
logo.
after
I never
one
seen that in my
round, we
life.
got Newport Harbor 1, CDM 0.
Oh.
All right. Next question. This is for Corona Del Mar. Where did Coach Lofthouse coach at before Newport Harbor? And there's 4 possible answers here. Any one of them will be correct.
I have one, I think.
4 possible answers.
4 locations he was at prior to Newport Harbor.
I don't know why I want to say Tribuco.
It's not Tribuco. It's not Tribuco.
3, 2, 1.
Let's go with no.
Tribuco?
Go with
He said it.
Go with we're gonna go with Los Al, whatever.
Los Al.
Not at Los Al. All right, guys, you want to try to steal this
Yeah, I
one?
got it. He was a GA at Baylor. Does that count?
Oh, that is correct.
This is
That's what I
Collins.
was
He
That's
formerly
fine.
coached at San Diego Mesa
Colleges.
College, Citrus College, Baylor University, and Texas Lutheran
Yeah.
University.
Whatever.
Next question. This is for you, Newport Harbor. Prior to being the head coach at Corona Del Mar, where was Coach Kevin Heddick a coach at?
Colin, why are you cheating for the enemy?
It's.
What do you think? Dude, I don't have a clue.
It's what?
3,
I know the answer.
2.
I know.
I know.
One.
You got it?
Corona Del Mar has a chance to
I
steal.
don't know.
It's Trabuco Hills.
Trabuco Hills.
Correct.
That's right.
On the board.
That's a good one.
Trabuco Hills. Next question. This is for Corona Del Mar. Who was the last Newport Harbor quarterback to beat Corona Del Mar?
It was
No, it was a long
10
time
years
ago. Remember,
yeah.
10 years.
10 years ago.
10 years.
It was.
Shoot.
That's a hard question. That's 10 years.
Okay, we'll defer to Harbor. You guys know the answer?
Yeah, was it Cole Norris?
Oh my goodness.
It was Cole.
That's
It was
insane.
Cole Norris.
Yeah.
Wow. Josiah.
I didn't even know that one. Holy.
Dialed in.
These questions.
Okay, this question for Newport Harbor. Who played quarterback for Corona Del Mar when
Oh, that's a hard one.
this current streak began?
Do you guys know?
Yeah.
I think so.
I don't know. Should we just throw out some random name? I don't know.
Spencer J.
Spencer James.
Dude, I have no idea.
Tim Horan.
Okay.
Yeah.
CDM, you can steal
Yeah.
it.
David Razor.
I don't know if that's 10 years, but Chase
Garbers.
Garbers.
Ooh, good answer. However,
I think we're a
go
year
ahead.
off.
Yeah.
Chance to steal?
They guessed at Garber.
Luke
Luke.
Napolitano.
And we actually have him scheduled to come in after you guys to do a little interview. So
Oh, that's
he will be in
cool.
the studio.
That's
Nice.
All right, next round.
For CDM, name a Newport Harbor football player who graduated last year and is currently playing Division I college football. So there's several answers here. One will get you the point.
It's Cashton.
What's his
Benjamin?
name? Carson de Ayala.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's playing
that
at
is
Na-
correct.
yeah.
Carson Diablo is at the United States
Colton
Naval
Joseph,
Academy.
yeah.
Cash and Henjum, who we saw
it's
the other night on the
Crazy.
sideline, is at the University of Utah, and Colton Joseph is at Old Dominion
Is that our first
University.
point?
So this is a question for Newport Harbor.
Uh,
Name a Corona Del Mar football player who graduated last year and is currently playing Division I
go.
college
Cooper Hoax at San Jose State. And I think David Razor's at UC Davis.
football. Wow.
No bonus
that
point
double
for
points?
multiple answers,
Oh,
but
sorry,
you're
sorry.
absolutely right.
I can name
This is
more.
San Jose
That's
State,
more.
David Razor at University of California, Davis, and Brady Sarkeesian is at the University of Texas.
Look at my horns. All right.
All right, question. What is the street name that Newport Harbor High School is located on? This is a CDM.
This is Oh my
That's you,
gosh.
bro.
I literally
I
just
don't know
drove down
places.
this. God,
What is the name? It's not Dover.
I'm gonna go Dover.
I don't. That's the closest thing I got.
Dover.
Dover.
It's
See?
like not.
No, Dover's the
Newport Harbor,
neighborhood.
Chester.
Dover's the
Yeah,
neighborhood.
that's I don't
Do
know.
you guys know what high school your street is on?
Irvine Avenue.
Irvine Avenue.
That's correct.
I would never guess.
Do
that.
we even? No.
So this is addressed to Newport Harbor. What is the street name that Corona Del Mar High School is
Oh my
located on?
gosh.
East Bluff? I don't know. I don't know.
East Bluff Drive.
Good call, Josiah. It is
It
East
is.
Bluff
They
Drive.
use our field. We don't know.
Harbor's in control right now. Let's
That's
move on to
a
the
sniper. I had
next
no idea.
question.
You had no idea. You just said it.
Who was the head coach at Newport Harbor before Coach Diablo?
Diavolo, right? Was it Diavolo?
No. That's the player.
No, but his dad coached.
I don't know this one.
I think it's
That's all
Diavolo.
you.
Answer?
Was it Diavolo?
He was a coach at
He
Harbor.
was a coach, but
But
no, he wasn't the head
that's
coach.
CDM.
Was it Brinkley?
Wow.
Brinkley's
Harbor
easy.
gets it again. Coach Jeff
Josiah's not
Brinkley.
messing
I
around.
got Newport in his blood.
Legendary Coach Jeff Brinkley. So this is addressed to you, Newport Harbor. We went with Coach Dan O'Shea because
Oh,
it's
I know
Hennick's
this.
first season. So most of the
I know
CDM
this.
players are familiar with the coaching staff. So who was the head coach at Corona Del Mar before Coach O'Shea, who is now at St. Margaret's?
Who's at St. Margaret's?
No, I couldn't. Do you have an idea? I don't know. No idea.
Okay.
Been there since as long
CDM,
as I
chance to
can
steal.
Good.
Meyer.
It is Coach Scott Meyer.
Meyer.
Yep.
Great answer, Christian. So that'll do it for this round. We'll go to the whiteboard round next.
Here we go.
All right, so go ahead and grab your whiteboards. We're going to ask questions for both the teams. You can each get points in this round.
You will write down the answer on the whiteboard. And if they both get the right answer, they both get a point.
Let's go.
How many CIF titles does Corona Del Mar have in football?
Can I turn it around now?
Wait till the
What do you think?
Or I guess we'll get a chance to steal if their answer's not right.
We'll take the closest to the right.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, go ahead, guys. Take a guess.
We're gonna go
Flip
4.
that. We got 2.
Ooh, the correct answer is 6. The Sea Kings have won
Oh
6
no,
titles.
that's just before.
How do
we
you guys
got
not know how many
Closest
championships
to?
your school
Closest
has?
to?
What is going on? All right, Harvard gets the point. They were close.
CIF titles, not state.
Oh,
Not
win to
state.
win,
I was thinking
It's-
state.
Yeah, not state. Not state.
88, 89,
Yeah.
11, 12, 13, 19.
Who wins up?
Something like that.
All right, next round.
How many CIF championship titles does Newport Harbor have?
That's all you, bro. That's so weird. It's so small.
I think we got it. Yeah.
Hold them up.
5.
We got 12.
The answer is 4 for Newport
Oh, it
Harbor.
is 4. It was 4 or 5.
I'm thinking about the history they have.
ours
I'm
mixed.
like, ooh.
You got mixed
Okay.
up. with CDM.
How many times has the Battle of the Bay game been played?
That's a good question.
Oh, I know.
How many games have there been in total?
I'm gonna say
I know this.
Not counting this year.
No, I know this. My dad called the game last year. and he
way more
talked
than
about
Okay,
it.
if you know it, then write it down.
That's when we entered the
Stop
league.
talking, bro.
Oh, that's right. Oh, but no, it's been like
I like that nod. I like the feeling.
So Newport Harbor says 63,
Going 15.
whoa.
15 for Colonel.
I don't
The
know.
answer is
63.
61.
What? I thought. Oh, we've been playing it before.
Go to
Okay, dude. We're
We've
stupid.
been playing it before we entered the league.
Get your wins up.
I was thinking just the Sunset League matchup. That's what I was thinking.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
Okay, next question. What year was Corona Del Mar High School founded?
Oh, I got you. I got you.
They're after us. Huh? No, really.
I like that.
60 or 70s.
All right, hold them up.
Or I
3,
think it's that.
64, 67. Give them the answer, Coach.
1962.
Up, Chad. Come
Man,
The first one was the good
Newport
one.
is
was
crushing
better,
it.
All right. What year was Newport Harbor High School founded?
I think way older. I think way older. Yeah. 54.
And the answer is 1930.
Wow.
What you guys went?
What did you guys
Lamar
put?
Cam,
Jagger.
Jagger.
Wow.
How do you guys know?
Dude, you guys.
What'd you guys put?
54.
Our teachers yap about it all the time.
So, the trophy you gentlemen are playing for this Friday is called the Battle of the Bay Trophy. What is it called in real life? Or what is the real name of the trophy? What is it known as?
Yeah.
If it were
No,
on
it's
a
a
ship,
Nautical instrument.
if it were on a sailing vessel or a ship, what would it be called?
If you've seen Titanic, you've seen this thing.
That's what it's
What? No, it's like the,
Mariners Trophy for Newport Harbor.
CDM, what are you going with?
it's the.
You guys might know better than we do.
You don't want to look at this. I'm telling you right now. That ain't going to help.
No, this is not.
A
this is
bell.
not-
Well, no.
It's called an engine telegraph.
And
Oh,
I was
like
saying
actual-
it's a train.
I don't know what to.
It's in the trains.
Something.
Okay. Last question is a bonus question. The genie jumps out of the
Just for you
bottle.
guys.
You get one thing, a CIF championship or a victory in the battle of the game this week. Which are you going with?
That's a good question. You gotta win. That's all you know. No. BOTB.
All right, Newport Harbor wants Battle of the Bay. Oh man, they both won it. More so than a
Both.
CIF title. That just kind of tells you how heated this rivalry is and how important it is to the players.
So,
Well, after about 16 rounds of questions, when it was all said and done, Newport Harbor 10, CDM 3. Congratulations, McJagger and Josiah.
Did not
Coach
know
Dole,
the year.
please give them
We'll
the
see
trophy.
what happens
so
in
we
the
have an award for you, gentlemen. Engine telegraphs.
Okay.
A trophy.
There you go.
Okay.
Now,
Awesome.
hopefully for Harbor, this isn't as close as you get to that trophy. We're going to find out Friday night. So we really want to encourage everybody to go to that game. You can see it live on TAR TV. But again, if you want to experience high school football the way it's supposed to be, I highly recommend you go to Davidson Field
Go in
on the
person.
20th, 7 p.m.
It will be an event. It will be awesome. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you.
us today.
Thank
Jagger
you guys.
Blaukamp
Appreciate it.
It was awesome.
Thank you so much.
and Josiah
Good job,
Lamarque
guys.
from Newport Harbor and Christian Brooks and Colin Penny from CDM, Corona Del Mar High School. We look forward to watching you play on Friday night. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Have a great week.
Sweet.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, everyone else, for tuning in this week. The special Battle of the Bay edition of Sunset Rewind. We'll check in with you next week. Take care, and God bless.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Sunset Rewind. Oh, man. Otis Redding sitting on the dock of the bay. We are not literally sitting on the dock of the bay. Bay is only about a mile or two that way. But we are anxiously waiting for the Battle of the Bay game coming up this Friday. So we're joined by a special guest today, Luke Napolitano, who began the current streak, which is at 10, for CDM back in 2013 when they won the game. And like I said, it's at 10 now. Sailor's looking to change that. So Luke was gracious enough to join us today. Thanks for coming in, Luke.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
So I want to go back to your early days. Your first year at Corona Del Mar was as a sophomore, and you didn't play much on varsity that year, but you have kind of an interesting story about the Battle of the Bay game. Can you tell us that real quick?
Yeah, so sophomore year, I was not the quarterback, I wasn't the receiver, but I think it was like the third or fourth week of the season, our kicker, our place kicker and field goal kicker, went down. I think his name was Grant Garrett. I think he was the kicker. Shout out, Grant. You're doing well. But I think he hurt his hamstring or something, so he couldn't kick. So in the first 10 minutes of practice, we held an open tryout for the kicking role, and I kind of raised my hand. I had done a little bit of kicking at Slammers growing up.
Soccer thing?
Soccer thing.
Okay.
And I could kick it far. I always had a good leg, but I couldn't really obviously kick it straight.
That's like me hitting a golf ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds about right.
That's now what I'm dealing with. But that practice, I happened to kick it straight and far, and it got me the temporary job as the kicker. So I practiced the craft for the couple of days leading up to the game that week, and first quarter went out, hit an extra point, 1 for 1, I'm good. Second quarter, extra point way far to the left. Second half, field goal from 45, so I had some plausible deniability. It was a little bit harder. The first one was a little shorter. And I just, again, missed it pretty drastically to the left. And then there was one other in the later minutes of the game where I missed it again, and however many points that equates to, say that's 7 points worth of kicks, we ended up losing by 8 or 9.
Oh.
And it was...
Were the
seniors cool with you, or did you get a little bit of their wrath the next day, or how did that work out for you?
The seniors were not. The rest of my classmates were not. It was not a very fun situation. But yeah, I walked in. We had our team film the next day, and I remember walking in. There was the big linebacker, the big safety, the big defensive lineman,
staring you down,
all there, just arms crossed, whatever. And they were kind of chatting with each other with smiles on their faces. And then I walked in, and those smiles just completely went
Oh man, a sophomore, the loneliest spot on the field, the kicker,
100%.
right?
That was 11. So then you were on the team 11, 12, and 13, correct?
So yeah, that was my sophomore year. Then I had my junior year. Was not the kicker my junior year.
Right.
Believe it or not. And then my senior year.
So you got, if I'm doing the math, you got 3 championship rings?
I got 3 championship rings.
That team went on to win
yeah.
CIF. You didn't win Battle of the Bay.
Yeah, we won CIF.
And then your junior year...
Because Mo, nobody likes championship rings more than Mo. So
ever
you
wear
got 3
rings?
in a row?
I got 3 in a row. Wow. I got 3 in a row. It was Brent Lawson our sophomore year. He was our quarterback. Kamen Carter junior year.
Impressive.
And then I
Dude.
You. Now, do you ever wear your rings?
when we have our get-togethers, a
Right.
couple of weeks ago, we had our 10-year reunion when CDM was playing, and we had pizza and
For the
drinks
state
before the
championship
game.
team,
For the
right.
state championship team.
So-
So we'll whip them out for that. But as often as I whip out the Letterman jacket, is as often
Exactly,
as I
and
whip
collecting
out
dust,
the-
right?
Yeah, exactly.
So let's go to your junior year because we want to have a little balance here.
Right.
This was the last time Harbor actually beat CDM in the Battle of the Bay. Murphy,
So-
can you pull this up on the screen real quick?
Luke, we apologize in advance for this.
Yeah, do you remember this game at all?
I do. I was one of the white jerseys on the sideline there.
So let me just set this up. It's in the closing seconds of the game. Harbor's facing a 4th and 20. They're down. They need a touchdown, and I'll just let the play speak for itself. And the quarterback, who we tried to bring in,
Yes.
Cole Norris, we reached
Cole
out to him. We
Norris.
couldn't make it work, but he was a sophomore this game, I believe. Correct?
Oh, yeah. No, he played as long as I was there. He was the quarterback.
Right.
for-
I
for
think he
Newport
was
Harbor.
filling in for an injury as well. Kind of a last-second
Yeah,
thing, if
you're
I'm not
right.
mistaken.
Terrence
So-
confirming your statement there.
All right, yeah,
Yeah.
thumbs are up. All right, so let's watch this. 4th and forever. They need a score here.
God, I got to get access to these videos.
Yeah, it's cool to watch these, isn't it?
Totally.
I mean, 4th and
Oh,
now look at
And that was the last play of the game.
right. I mean, what a way to lose that
Really?
game or win it, I guess.
Did you have to show that to Luke?
Well, what do you mean fair? Now look at the track. Look how old this is. Like,
Yeah.
I know,
the
man.
dirt
Look-
is gone.
And look how many people are there.
Look
What
at
a
that.
cool game.
Yeah.
We tell people all the time, if you aren't even a fan, just go check out Battle of the Bay. I'll put an end to it.
For
but
sure.
let's now. If
You
you're
got to get in
CDM
early, though. Got to get those tickets early.
That's right. All right. Let's go to the next year. This is when the streak started. So at that point, Harvard won 6 in a row. I think the streak was 7 before you guys started your current 10-game streak.
I don't remember the exact number of games that they had won in a row, but it was more than 5.
Correct.
It was a lot.
Okay. So now this game used to be played at OCC when you were the home team.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming you're number 5, right?
Terrence confirming that it was 6 in a row
Okay,
for Newport
6.
Harbor.
Now this was the team that won the state
It's a
championship.
nice little rollout there, Luke.
Bo St. Jim, shout out.
Talk to him anymore?
Oh, yeah.
Little
I
sprint
see Bo all
right?
the time.
Okay.
And we all play like the local basketball pickup games. We're in like different pickup leagues and stuff like that. So I still,
How about Hoyt Krantz, who got the interception? Remember him?
oh yeah, yeah. I saw him for the first time. I was actually walking in Manhattan, and he was going on a little run, staying in shape.
Okay, and then that was Cole Martin, your running back. You guys had a really good running game that year, if I remember correctly.
Really, it was kind of that 1-2 punch between Anthony Batista, who was kind of the shaker, and then Cole Martin. Would,
You like
would
running
run
that
downhill.
RPO offense there?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Now, were you more of a thrower or a runner by nature, or could you kind of do it both?
I mean, I liked to throw first, but like you said, we had a lot of run pass options, so it ended up being kind of split 50-50. But running definitely opened up the pass and vice versa. So it worked
Now,
well.
you had an interesting story. Going into your senior year, you weren't guaranteed the starting spot. You kind of had to sweat that one out. How did that all happen?
Yeah, no, we had a really talented sophomore, Peter Bush, and he's like 6'3", like 200 pounds at a sophomore year, had a really good arm, and he was a good leader and just like a really likable person. So he had me definitely feeling it going into the last couple of months of like training camp and summer camp. And I got selected, I think, like 2 or 3 weeks before the season started. So that was definitely...
That team was a state champion. I mean, you won league, you won CIF, you won state. After 16 games, does that seem like a
long
long
season.
season? I mean, that's
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of football. Were you guys spent by the end of that season?
I mean, I loved it. A lot of the guys loved it because we all grew up. It was just it's
To experience
it's a
that with your
magical season.
best friends.
We knew even at that young age how valuable that time was and how cool of an experience it was. So for most of us, it was no sort of like, hey, we want to move on with the rest of our senior year or whatever.
You enjoyed playing with
But
your guys.
there were, of course, those folks that, it's 16 games is a really, really long
That's a
season.
lot of football, a lot of
It's
wear and tear on the
every
body.
Friday,
Yep.
every
Yeah.
Saturday, we're getting in at 8 a.m. for film review, and we have to go and run around the track. So it definitely wears on you. But by and large, most of the guys were.
So you told us off camera that you took a year at J. Sarah your freshman year.
Yeah.
We've been covering the Sunset League now for a couple years, and the rivalry between Harbor and CDM, it's more than just a rivalry. This is a community that's tight-knit, Newport Beaches. You guys all grew up together.
Oh, yeah.
Growing up as a kid in Newport Beach, was there ever a point in time that you thought you might be a sailor, or did you always know you were going to be a Sea King?
No, I mean, I didn't really have too much of a choice just because where my family lived, and then also my brother played.
Okay.
He was 4 years older than me. He
So you're a
played.
legacy. You had
Right.
to go there.
Yeah, I grew up going to all the games, and then another one of our team members who joined just our senior year, Matthew DeVarian, he ended up getting the pick 6 against Nordhoff.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Nice.
I remember that.
We
I
couldn't
called
do-
that game for Time
Yeah,
Warner
you
Cable. I
did.
remember that. That was
We
the
couldn't-
semifinals of state.
Yeah, we couldn't do anything on it. But anyway, he had an older brother that was like 5 or 6 years older than us. I had the older brother that's 4 years older than me. And we were the ball boys for that team.
That's great.
So back to the point, just we grew up with it.
So
We were
you
CDM.
always knew you're going to be a Sea King
Oh yeah,
since you
we've
were 8
al-
years
We've
old.
always hated these guys.
Love the flag, but hate the helmet, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So going into that senior year, did you guys know you had a special team, or were you senior heavy the year before, and this was kind of like, we don't know how this is going to turn out? Or the state championship, you've got to have some guys, but at the same time, you never really know going into a
To be
year.
honest, you don't know. Like for example, between my junior and senior year, I gained 30 pounds. And
Wow.
and that's the story.
Is
for
it the
so-
right kind of weight you were gaining? Or?
Yeah, exactly. I hope so. But that story is
Must
the
have
same
been. They went 16 and 0.
It looks
most
good
of the-
now.
Most of the people on the team. So it's really hard to gauge when you go from like a 16-year-old kid and then fast forward 12 months, you're like 17 going on an 18 years old. and your body looks completely different. Your arm was once weak, now it's strong. You're running with. So to gauge going into a year how talented you are, you could certainly look around and be like, oh wow, we seem pretty good.
Well, like
But-
your whole life, you were looking at those guys as the guys. Now you are the guy. And it's like,
Yeah.
wait, am I one of those guys? Because they seem like larger than life when you're a kid.
Yeah,
But now
for
you're that
sure.
person. So I get that. I
For
remember
sure.
that.
But yeah, we knew we had the camaraderie. Like again, Charlie Griffin, Bo St. Jim, Chad Redfern, Matthew DeVarian, all these guys that I grew up playing sports with. So we knew we were competitive. We knew we were on the same page. We knew we were like somewhat athletic. So going into it, yes, there was certainly a feeling of like, this just feels good. Like it feels like we're all on the same page, ready to go achieve this thing. But of course, you don't know what's standing on the other side.
Did you guys have anything unusual happen during the Battle of the Bay week, like whether it be assemblies or some kind of like tradition you had, or anything that you remember through the years that?
For Battle of the Bay,
Yeah.
we would always have our parades and our like, what do they call it, student rallies,
Right.
Where they'd come out and they'd address the team, and everyone would come out and wave to their girlfriends in the stands. But it wasn't anything like formal. But I
Okay.
do remember showing up to class when I was a senior and I was going to be the starting quarterback, and it was like a very nerve-wracking. I couldn't sleep the night before. And
Because now you're the man and everybody knows
yeah,
it, right?
but I'm not
I'm
ready
just
for
Luke.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not ready for this at all. But one of the girls in my class like said that. She's like, hey, you must be like so nervous. How do you deal with this? If I had to go and do what you were about to do, I couldn't deal with it. And I'm like, I can't deal with it either.
So yesterday we had a kid in
Right,
from
thanks for
Harbor.
really pointing
Honesty,
that
I
out.
mean, it's a good thing.
Well, no,
For
but
sure.
remember yesterday we had a kid in, we call him Mick Jagger. His name is
Right.
Jagger Blowcamp.
Blowcamp.
And he's the running back for Harbor. And we asked him kind of the same question. He says, this whole week I'm a mess. I can't really
Oh,
focus
totally.
in class.
Yeah.
I can't.
It's crazy.
It just weighs on
Talking
your
about
mind.
just going to
Everyone
school.
is asking you all these questions. How do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel? I'm just like,
Are we going to win? Are we going to win? Are
And
we
the,
ready
the,
to go?
the fandom, I mean, we said this yesterday, and you've said it a million times. There's a reason that the word fan comes from fanatics.
Oh, yeah.
I think like probably in that rivalry, it's like the players, like we had 2 CDM kids yesterday, 2 Newport Harbor kids, and they all got along well. But it's the fans that do all the talking and
Oh, for
social
sure.
media. I'm like, oh, we're gonna get them this week and all that stuff.
I was a little nervous with them coming in because
They were
your
great.
rivals.
Yeah.
It's a bitter thing, but they were as professional
Oh,
as
they
they
were
could be. I was
awesome.
really impressed with
Yeah.
how they interacted with one another. Because
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I didn't think there was gonna be a drag out fight or anything like that, but you never know. But no, they were cool, and
And I think that's a big testament to the coaches too.
Right.
So
So
I know
what-
Hedrick and all that. Like they've a very, very professional approach to.
So having been through all this in your life, you did a lot of winning, and winning doesn't come easy. You know that. But what's like the best life lessons now that you're, how old are you now? 27, 28?
28.
So what did you learn by playing high school football? How did it prepare you for life?
Just discipline, and really like it's just things take work, right?
Right.
And when you grow up, you don't necessarily have to like put in that extra time a lot of the time. If
To make it
if
happen.
you're faster than someone on the soccer field, you can run by someone.
Right.
If you can kick it further, and then you kind of get to those upper levels, and you have to study the playbook. You have to go and put in the conditioning because your body wears out in the third quarter. Those sorts of things, like just how hard it actually is to go in and win.
Yeah, people see the
just
3 hours on Friday night, but they don't know what you did the whole week before to prepare for that.
Yeah, exactly. So just discipline. Just
well, and do
discipline.
you apply that to what you do now? Because you're kind of in a tough competitive industry.
Oh, for sure.
You're commercial real estate, if I'm not mistaken, right?
100%. Yeah.
And talk to me a little bit about that as far as what you're doing now. And by the way, big shout out to Coach Griffin. He's actually the reason you're here right now. I called him. I said, listen, I'm trying to get a hold of these
love Coach
quarterbacks.
Griffin.
He
Yeah,
goes,
he's the
I'm
best.
on it. So he calls us 3-way. He says, dude, next Sunday you're coming in the studio. Just be ready to go. And you're like, all
for
right.
sure.
I'm like, is he your boss or something? Or
Yeah, no. He's the best. He's the best. And I'm sure
Can't
you
say
guys
no
have
to
talked
Coach
about him,
Griffin.
but he was our freshman coach. I wasn't there because I was at JSerra my freshman year. But he was our coach. I've known Coach forever. But
And he never loses games.
yeah, his freshman
Never
record's
loses games. It's
phenomenal.
crazy.
Isn't
He
that?
never
it really
does.
is amazing. And he gets all these new coming players
Yeah.
to come play for him because of his track record, and everyone loves Coach Griffin.
So who is the better closer when it comes to the business room? You or Coach Griffin?
definitely Coach Griffin.
Is he giving you some
Definitely
tips in
Coach
that
Griffin.
industry?
Oh yeah, no, he'll come in on a weekly basis and come in and say, "Hey Luke, come into my office, or let's go into the conference room, check in. Hey, how things are going? Market's tough right now. Just keep going. I had dealt with the same thing when I was your age, right? Just making me feel comfortable where I'm at.
So how do you market what you do now? Do you have to cold call, or you just kind of
cold
word of
call.
word of mouth?
Yeah, cold calling for sure. I've tried the Instagram stuff and posting deals on that. It doesn't feel as comfortable for me.
Well, give yourself some advertisement here. Talk about your company. Give your phone
Yeah.
number out or your website, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, so I work at Cushman & Wakefield along with Coach Griffin. He focuses on the kind of industrial space and on building sales. I'm in the corporate services space, so we represent office tenants and industrial tenants, both nationwide and globally, but also locally. And we assist them with whether it's a lease transaction or if they want to buy a building for their use and go and fit it out, how they need to go and operate. We represent those companies.
So what would be the best way to get in touch with you if somebody was in that industry and needed your services?
Yeah, you can give me a call or an email. I'm sure you guys can maybe
We'll put it in the description.
put it in a description or something like that. But yeah, we're always cold calling. We're always reaching out, trying to connect, whether it's at the bar across the street here at Wild Goose,
The Goose.
or wherever. I mean, that's really where the relationships are built. The
Right.
cold call can only go so far.
Hey, you got to always be closing, right?
Yeah, totally.
ABCs. Always be closing.
Totally, but just asking questions. What do people do? What's your background? All that stuff. But it kind of comes organically through conversation.
So,
Good.
having gone through high school and then you graduated college at University of San Diego, you were saying, what's the best advice you would give to a current Sea King football player if they came and asked you, your advice about life and playing football? What's the best thing you could tell them?
Yeah, I'd say at this stage, just enjoy being in high school, but also focus on the grades. Take that ACT score or take that ACT test until you get it right. Don't just be late. Like that's something that I did where I took it once and I'm like, hey, I got the score that's kind of right around where
It's good
I wanna
enough.
be.
I don't want to take this again.
But then fast forward to college, it's like, hey, if you would have gotten. So just
Right,
take this
right.
time in your life seriously because it really sets you up for the next couple of chapters. But at the same time, just take a deep breath and don't stress because you really are in the best time of your life, especially getting to play football.
Is it amazing how
great
fast it
advice.
goes when you think your freshman year to your senior? Like it's almost
sure.
like a flash.
Yeah, for sure. I'm about to be 30.
Yeah. Oh, I tell
And I
people.
peaked in
I
high
remember
school,
those
so-
days.
I graduated high school in 1989, and I will tell people all the time. I'll be like, ask the kids. I'll be like, hey, you know when 1989 was? And they'll be like, 34 years ago. I go, no, it was yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. It feels like it.
Yeah.
Feels like it for sure.
That's a good point.
But yeah, life is life. It's good, but it moves quick for sure.
Does.
So enjoy it.
Are you going to the game? No, you're out of town for this one, right?
I am. Yeah, a couple of my college buddies are going out to Nashville this weekend.
Oh, wow.
Well, that's if you're going to miss it, that's not a bad reason to miss, right?
Yeah, for sure. I'll be bummed to miss it. It's always fun to go to that game with the crowd and everything that's involved with it.
Be the
But
guys from
I'm
the
sure.
dog patch down there in San Diego. What do they call that area?
Dog Patch
USD?
Bandits?
The USD down there, right? The dog patch, I think. I went to San Diego State, so I wasn't.
Maybe I'm missing it. I don't know.
Maybe that's older one. Sean Parks, one of
Way
our buddies
before
went
your
there.
time.
Yeah.
That's just how old he is. Dating himself.
Exactly.
That is a
Graduated yesterday.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Beautiful campus. God, University of San Diego. You ever been there?
Yes,
Great
really
place.
beautiful. Yeah,
Oof.
USD.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely highly recommend USD.
Yeah.
Beautiful campus and good people, good good curriculum, all that stuff.
Well, listen, we really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to come down here and talk about Battle of the Bay, share some of your stories with us. Anything
you
you want
so
to say
much,
to
Luke.
these current players at CDM?
Go Seekings, baby.
All right, hear that, Taryn?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
he's smiling.
That'll wrap up this special edition of the Battle of the Bay. Thank you to Luke Napolitano for joining us today. Remember, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. You can find us on X at sunset_rewind. And on Instagram, sunset_rewind. Be sure to go to sunset.com to catch up on sunsetrewind.com to catch up on all the exciting Sunset League action. Thank you very much for joining us. Take care, everyone. Have a great week. God bless.
Thanks, guys.